Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. To everyone watching, we're going to talk about 5 fruits that fight cancer and burn fat. These fruits will help you lose weight, combat cancer, and also increase your longevity. In other words, they can help you live longer and with a better quality of life. Out of all cancer cases, about 9 out of 10 are caused by environmental factors. Cancers resulting from genetic problems or alterations are responsible for only 5 to 10% of cases. So the majority of cancers are due to environmental factors. And of these environmental factors, the most important one is diet. To give you an idea, between 30 to 35% of cancers caused by environmental factors are due to diet, and 10 to 20% are due to obesity, which is also directly related to diet. So if we add 35 and 20 together, we find that at least 55% of cancers are related to diet. To put this in perspective, tobacco, the act of smoking cigarettes, is responsible for 25 to 30% of cancer cases. So everyone, diet is something that causes much more cancer than cigarettes themselves, which we always talk about and everyone knows about, yet no one discusses diet. So that's what we're going to explore here now, all right? To give you an idea, they conducted a study on people who died in car accidents and performed autopsies on these individuals to see if they had any abnormalities in their bodies. They found that 40% of women between the ages of 40 and 50 already had microscopic breast cancer. 50 to 60% of men aged 50 to 60 already had some form of microscopic prostate cancer, and nearly 100% of people over the age of 70 have microscopic thyroid cancer. So we need to be mindful of this. So guys, let's talk about fruits, because food is our medicine. Food is a medicine that we take 4 times a day for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and morning and afternoon snacks. Nutrition is one of the most powerful interventions we can provide for our health. If you consume good foods, your body will last longer and you will be healthier. There are some foods which we'll discuss today that can make medical treatments work better. So these fruits that I'm going to show you here, these 5 fruits that I've selected for you, they're going to improve your metabolism, promote the loss of white fat, which is the bad fat, help control diabetes, help with hormonal balance, help control cholesterol, and help control blood pressure. So these fruits are very important. Let me know in the chat or comments where you're watching from, whether it's a part of Brazil or somewhere else in the world. Also, share with me what your favorite fruit is. Drop a message in the chat or comments because I love to get to know you better. Grab a pen and paper to jot down the 5th fruit we'll be discussing today, tomatoes. A 20-year study involving nearly 80,000 men revealed that those who ate cooked tomatoes 2 to 3 times per week had a 50% lower risk of developing prostate cancer. This is because tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a substance with anti-angiogenic properties. So what does this mean? Anti-angiogenesis. Angiogenesis is the formation of new blood vessels from our existing blood vessels. So what did this anti-angiogenic property provide? In this study, even among the men who developed prostate cancer, what happened to those who consumed more tomato sauce? Their tumor had fewer blood vessels feeding it. In other words, their body, due to the lycopene and their eating habits, did not form as many blood vessels to feed that tumor. So the tumor in a person who eats tomatoes, the prostate tumor in someone who consumes tomatoes, is in a sense more starved because it doesn't have as many blood vessels to nourish it. Furthermore, lycopene is a bioactive compound that fights fat by activating a special type of fat called brown fat, a beneficial fat that helps burn white fat, which is more harmful and dangerous. Lycopene will also help reduce LDL, the bad cholesterol, and improve your insulin sensitivity, which is one of the factors behind diabetes. There are also studies showing that tomatoes can even help with weight loss, as seen in the study. In a study conducted with women of normal weight, these women experienced improved metabolism and weight loss by eating 1 tomato per day before lunch. So the tomato is our 5th fruit to discuss. And how should we prepare tomatoes to maximize the benefits of lycopene? While raw tomatoes are delicious, the lycopene in raw tomatoes is usually in the form of trans-lycopene, which is poorly absorbed by our bodies. However, if we heat the tomato, this trans-lycopene will convert into cis-lycopene, which is much more absorbable. For example, heating tomato sauce for just 2 minutes increases the bioavailability of lycopene by 50%. Similarly, if you heat it for 30 minutes, the bioavailability increases by 250%. So what's the best way to prepare and heat tomatoes? Saute them in olive oil because lycopene is a fat-soluble substance that dissolves in fats. So if you consume tomatoes together with olive oil, it will increase and further improve the absorption of lycopene. Got it? Our fourth fruit is pears, which are rich in chlorogenic acid, just like apples. This chlorogenic acid activates metabolism, burns fat, and also has anti-angiogenic properties, meaning it prevents the growth of blood vessels in tumors. Pears are high in fiber. A medium-sized pear has about 5 to 6 grams of fiber, which is a sufficient amount to reduce the risk of tumor progression and death by 30%. These findings were observed in a study conducted on people with melanoma, a very aggressive type of skin cancer, who were undergoing immunotherapy. So pears are a food that can improve treatment outcomes, and ideally, they should be consumed with the skin. So wash the pear skin thoroughly and eat it with the skin and all, because the skin is rich in nutrients, fiber, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory substances. Our third fruit is kiwi, which is packed with vitamins and antioxidants. The study showed that consuming one kiwi per day can combat up to 60% of the damage caused to DNA by oxidative stress and other factors that harm our genetic material. And there was a small study conducted in Singapore which showed that consuming 2 kiwis a day for 4 days greatly improves the composition of your intentional gut bacteria. In that study, they noticed that people who ate kiwi had 35% more lactobacilli in their stool and a 177% increase in the population of bifidobacteria. Both lactobacilli and bifidobacteria have anti-inflammatory effects and protect our gastrointestinal tract, contributing to the well-being of our microbiome. Our bacteria, which are our friends, are mainly found in our gut and participate in virtually everything that happens in our body. To give you an idea of the scope of the microbiota's influence, it directly impacts the production of serotonin. In fact, 90 to 95% of serotonin, which is the neurotransmitter associated with well-being and good mood. 95% of the serotonin produced in our body is made in our intestines, with the direct participation and influence of the bacteria present there. So, depending on how you feed these bacteria, you'll either contribute to the proliferation of friendly bacteria or you'll contribute to the proliferation of bacteria that aren't quite as friendly. Ultimately, the choice is yours to make. When it comes to fruits, red fruits like raspberries, strawberries, cherries, blueberries, and blackberries are rich in acid. Lactic acid and anthocyanins with anti-angiogenic action, as I mentioned, prevent the growth of blood vessels that feed tumors. They are beneficial for immunity and circulation. An interesting fact about strawberries is that even though they are sweet, they help regulate our blood sugar levels, aid in weight control, and reduce waist circumference by burning harmful white fat. Our first fruit, folks, is a true champion because it's excellent for circulation, high blood pressure, and diabetes. That fruit is the pomegranate. Pomegranates promote the growth of beneficial bacteria in our gastrointestinal tract. They boost our immunity and contain substances called L-agitannins that disrupt the blood supply to tumors. In other words, L-agitannins essentially cause tumors to literally starve to death by preventing them from receiving the substances and nutrients necessary for growth, because a tumor is nothing more than a collection of cells that needs to be nourished in order to grow. If we interrupt the supply of oxygen and nutrients to this tumor, it won't develop as much. Moreover, pomegranate also promotes the growth of a bacterium called Akkermansia in the gut, which is very important for intestinal health and our overall well-being. So, folks, fruits are excellent ways to protect yourself from cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart attack, stroke, and combined with a healthy lifestyle, fruits are extremely powerful. Now, is eating fruit alone enough for good health? No. In addition to eating fruits, you need to eat vegetables, you need to consume a good amount of protein, you need to drink water, engage in physical activity, maintain a healthy weight, control hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol, and you have to avoid smoking. In other words, to protect yourself from cancer and all the diseases we talk about here, out of all the chronic non-communicable diseases such as stroke, heart attack, and diabetes, to protect yourself from them, to prevent them from happening to you, you need to have a healthy lifestyle. And I teach you how to do that in my book, The Longevity Code, with 100 habits to live past 100 years. So if you read my book and put into practice what's written there, what will happen? You'll likely be able to reduce the doses of your medications for blood pressure, depression, anxiety, insomnia, diabetes, and cholesterol because the strategies contained in the book are scientifically proven to be capable of treating, preventing, or even reversing all these diseases that I'm talking about here now, okay? So, if you want to learn how to have a healthy lifestyle to protect yourself from the leading causes of death today, to protect yourself from cancer, heart attack, and stroke, and to take less medication, I know that many people don't like to take medication. Click now on the first link in the description and get your longevity code right now for only $29.90 in the digital version, which is the only version available. So, folks, do you want a better life? Want more energy? Want more exposure? Do you want a higher quality of life? Want to be happier? Want to take less medication? Want to spend less money on doctor's exams and medicine too? Click now on the first link in the description. I guarantee the book will be excellent, and the investment you make in it now will greatly benefit your health and your family's health. And if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. Unconditional satisfaction guaranteed. Click now on the first link in the description or the pinned link in the comments to get your longevity code.